sliding the paddle up and down my hands. I drop the paddle blade in the water, get down low like this, and that becomes
it's a rudder stroke.
And that's the way I go down the river. I can actually drive my boat. If the boat's got enough forward speed, I can turn it just like that. And the farther back, you got to really rotate around to get this. The farther back I get the paddle blade, the more efficient it is. All right, now this is important. Going down the river, it does not make any difference which side of the boat you put your rudder on. Does not matter going down the river. Now, I'm facing up the river. I'm playing in the waves. The waves are breaking over my boat. I'm surfing a lot. Now I can put, now understand this, you got to get the concept of upstream and downstream. The river is coming from that direction, right? That's upstream. My boat is pointed over here to river left. That means this is the downstream side of my boat. Everybody get that?
Yeah.
If I turn my boat like this is now the upstream side of my boat. It's real important to understand the difference in those. All right, if I'm going up the river in the waves, do I want my rudder to be on the downstream side of the boat? Check, looking for a cracker. I'm serious, if you had a cracker, that'd be your best friend. So do you want your rudder on the downstream side of your boat, or do you want your rudder on the upstream side of the boat?
Snake.
Where's the snake?
Is it the snake? Or does it?
Hang on a minute. Oh, that's just a limb. That's not a snake, that's just a tree branch floating. Look how shallow it is right there. We're about to be in the really shallow part. Okay, but anyhow, we're back on the thing. I've got my boat, so the right side of my boat is now my downstream side. When I'm setting up a rudder stroke with a current coming at me, do I want my rudder on the downstream side or the upstream side?
Downstream.
Why?
That's the upstream.
Why upstream?
You control the pressure from the water.
Okay, Elizabeth is right. You want it downstream, but let me show you why. All right? The river's coming at me this way. I take my paddle blade to do the rudder and I drop it in the water on the upstream side where the river's rushing at me. If the water's more powerful than I thought, it catches my paddle blade, rolls the paddle underneath my boat, and which way am I going? I'm going over. I'm going upside down. All right? So you'd never want to stick your blade into the water and let it slam back into your boat and turn you over. If I put my rudder on the downstream side and the current jerks it out of my hand, my paddle comes out of the water and I'm not swimming. So never, if you're facing into the current going upstream, never drop a rudder on the upstream side of the boat unless you want to go swimming real quick. So all this stuff is, how do I know that? I'm telling you, every one of these things I've done them wrong, okay? So, and that's basically, there's only one other stroke that we'll introduce you to, but I want to show you something first. Now we'll show you before we get there. All right, you're floating along. A kayaker basically is a swimmer between swims. You swim and you kayak, and then you swim some more and you kayak some more. Sometimes you swim on purpose, sometimes it's accidental. If you get in a kayak, you better be prepared to swim. That's why your sunglasses, your hat, your water bottle, everything is tied to you if you want to keep it. Sometimes though, when you feel yourself going over, if you're fast enough, you can use something called a brace stroke, and that keeps you from falling over. Now, my knees are up under the side of my boat. I can rock my boat with my knees. And see, if I do this is called a hip snap. If I take my right knee and jerk it up, I jerk my right knee up, that's called a hip snap. If I go the other way, that's a left hip snap. And if your boat is fitting you tight enough, you can do those very aggressive hip snaps. All right, everybody has seen a kayak roll where a guy's upside down in his boat and rolls it back upright? All right. I would show you how to do that, but I haven't mastered it yet. I'm doing about 10% of the time, and I don't have to go swim right now. So I'm working on that one. But the way you do that kayak roll is you do a hip snap. You're hanging upside down in the water, and you do a hip snap, and that's what actually brings your boat back up. Your paddle doesn't bring you back up. It's all in your hips and the rotation of your body. And when you're bringing a boat up, the last thing that comes up is your head. Now watch my boat. See how my boat's moving with nothing but my head while my body's stiff? I'm telling you, if I let my head go past the side of the boat, I'm going upside down. So if I feel myself going over, if I use what's called a brace, I can stop my boat from falling over, and then I use a hip snap to bring my boat back up. And this is what it looks like. I just float along, minding my own business, and the boat decides to roll, and I don't know why. You get back out here in the middle, so I'm glad you got it. So here we go, and the boat starts over, right? That's a brace. All I do is, now see how my cockpit is way under the water. Without that brace stroke, I'm going to go swimming. if you do the brace using the power face of your paddle, it's called a high brace. Let me show you why it's called a high brace. My right hand never moves, so if I'm falling over to the right, it's just a natural motion for me to roll my paddle right back, just a half turn, and slam the water with it. Now hit the water as hard as you can. Try and break your paddle on the right side using the power face. I mean, I'm dead serious. Get your elbows under it like this. That's where you get the power. Get your elbows under it and try and break the paddle. Feel that resistance? That's enough resistance to stop your boat from falling over. How long does the resistance last? Just a second. So you gotta, as soon as you stop the roll, you've immediately got to throw that hip snap to bring your boat back up. And the last thing you bring up is your head, because throwing your head back up is what brings your boat back up. So it's a high brace if you use the power face, because all you're doing is coming in high on the water. If you go to the other side, and it's, for most people who are right-handed, it's easier to do a high brace on the right and a low brace on the left. Wait a minute, so you're getting ready to do a low brace, so look at your right hand. Your toe up. No, get your right hand. Never ever let your control hand move. Now get your knuckles lined up with your blade again. So you still hang. Rotate it more again. No, you blade up like this and your knuckles on your right hand. Keep it rotating. Right there, right there, right there. Now you got it. Never ever let that right hand move. I'm saying duct tape. Every stroke you do, that right hand, that control hand never moves on the paddle. No rotation, no up and down. That control hand, I should take a nail gun and just nail your hand right there. And theory. So what happens if I try and do a high brace on the left side of my boat, it's very awkward for me to roll that paddle blade this far back. See how it makes me lean way back? So I don't even attempt a high brace on the left side of my boat. I'd use a low brace. Now if I just roll the paddle forward, and this is how that works. That's a low brace. So a high brace is the power face, and a low brace is the back face. And for most right-handed paddlers with a feathered paddle, it's a lot easier to do high right, low left. You'll see me when I'm out here paddling down the river. You'll see me playing sometimes. High right, low left, high right, low left, high right, low left, high right, low left. Now how do I do that? Muscle movement. If I do that when I'm playing, high right, low left, high right, low left, and when I need it, I don't have to think about it. My body just instinctively does it. If I start falling over and I have to say, what was I supposed to do? Way too late. I'm already swimming. So the brace has to come fast. Now time out real quick. Look over here to the big pine tree sticking up there by itself. Everybody see it? The solitary pine tree. See those clumps in the top of it? It's kind of like a squirrel nest. Does everybody see them? Paddle over a little closer if you don't see it.